So it's me, your little boy K Samson. There is a comment that I saw, a question that one of our amazing subscriber, asked. He said, "What about when God asked us to pray for our enemy?" When God asked you to pray for your enemy, it's a judgment that you are laying upon them. Yes, you praying for your enemy simply means a judgment. Let me tell you something. When, for instance, now someone is plotting evil against you and you are praying for them to prosper, it become exchange. It's just like you are exchanging what material. You know what I'm saying? You are exchanging it. So you are not cursing them, you are blessing them. So, and they are cursing you. So when the two join, it do what is exchange. It's just like exchange board by what? By button. There was a place in the Bible which I can't recall actually the particular place, but I will drop it under my community today. So when the Bible said, the more you pray for your enemy, you are pouring what? A heavy charcoal on their head. You know what I'm saying? And my dad have read that place regularly, tell me about that scripture regularly, but I can't recall it perfectly. But what I'm telling you is this: anytime you are praying for your enemy, you are exchanging what? Blessing. You are giving them fire. You're blessed. The moment your blessing and the curse they lay come together, your own will return back to you. Why their own will return back to them? You know what I'm saying? That is why the Bible said, the arrow that fly by the day, not the one that shooteth by the night, it will not come near you. Why? Because you are at peace with them and they are at war with you. There was a place when the children of God were fighting, and they were fighting a battle, and Joshua said to the Lord, he said, "If I be a man of God, let the sun and the moon stand still." What does that simply mean? The moon and the sun stand still for the sake of the people of Israel, but they stand against their enemy. So whenever you are praying for your enemy, just knowing that you are laying a judgment on them. Whenever you bless them, that is why the Bible said we should not curse. Why? Because you cursing them is very, very what? Authentic, what? Powerful. It is very, very powerful whenever you lay curse on them. But whenever you bless them, what they did to you or anything that they have done will exactly return back to them immediately. That is why you see that people will just be plotting evil against you, and you are not, you maybe you don't know nothing, but they will just be plotting, doing all sorts of evil against you to destroy you, to frustrate you, to cause you pain, to make sure they destroyed everything about you, and at the end they will use their own head to carry it. Why? Because anything, maybe you are secretly praying for them, you secretly pray. For instance, now you have a friend, everyone, every morning you maybe you do used to pray. Every morning you pray before you wake up, you pray for all your friends, you pray for all your brothers, all your relatives. You, even if you didn't mention their name, you said, "All my friends, may God bless them." And you didn't mention those who caused me, although you pray for all of them, and you, without you knowing that there are some particular people who secretly caused you. So whenever these two things come together, your own will return back to you. Why their own will do what? Will return. It's just like when you are plugging two wires, positive and negative. When you plot the negative together, it won't work. It may also do what? Explode. So whenever you do what? Whenever these two things come together, that is why if you have a negative what? Energy, and someone have a positive energy, you that have positive energy will feel it. Why the other one will also feel it? Why? Because it can correspond. So whenever you are blessing your enemy, you are laying a judgment on them, a perfect judgment on them. There was a place that Paul, that was a place that I read in the book of Acts yesterday, which I can't recall clearly. So there was a chief priest. So Paul was, they were accusing Paul, blaspheming Paul, flogging him. They flogged him. Even the chief priest ordered them when Paul said a word about God. And then the chief priest ordered them to stalk or to flog Paul, and then Paul ordered a judgment directly directly to the priest without knowing that he's a priest. Then when he realized, he said, why will it be that you do what? You strike your own. Why will it be that you do what? You abuse your own. Why will it be that you cost your own? You punished your own. You lay accusation on your own. So what am I trying to say is this. Just that Paul make a statement that he do what? He is not doing the will of him. He is doing the will of God. And they asked him, how do you know that you are doing the will of God? Something like that. That is when, the moment he laid that word, the priest ordered them to flog him. So, the moment Paul laid the cause, priest know that this is a word, because he have already knew the type of person Paul is. So, what am I trying to say is this. God ordered us to be at peace with our enemy. Pray for them. Never you have evil thought mind against them, because that's why he said in his word that we are for peace, but when we speak, they are for war. So he know that whenever you speak, they are for war. That is why he ordered you to do or to pray for them. You know what I'm saying? So you praying for them and they are cursing you. That means you are not cursing them, you are blessing them. So instead of the blessing you are giving them to work for them, it will do what? It will return back to you. Why their own will return back to them. It's just like two days now. I want to give you like a flower. Maybe I pluck this flower like this. You know what I'm saying? I pluck this flower like this, and I decide to give you this flower. And in coming to you, I realize that you are holding either a sword to kill me, or you are holding something like a dry or anything, or you are holding something that is not I can't take. Or for instance, now you are holding a garbages, wasted product. You decide to give me the waste product while you collect the leaf or the gift that I'm giving you. And I know that this one is what is precious. And I me myself is expecting something from you. In other words, I pray for you as a friend. You ought to pray for me. Then I realize that you are not praying for me. Rather, you are praying for my downfall. So instead of this thing that I'm giving you to work for you, because you have evil mind towards me, it won't work. So it will come back to me, while your own will go back to you. So in other words, your own will become a judgment to you, while my own will become a productive, a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you are blessing or praying for your enemy, always know that you are what? In other word, you are praying judgment on them. You are just giving them a direct judgment. That's why God ordered us never to do what? To have evil thoughts towards our enemy. He ordered us to be at peace with every man. Because that is clear. Even when all that they did to him, accuse him, flog him, at the end, he still said the word. He said, Father, forgiving them, for truly they don't know what they are doing. Why? Because he don't want to have evil thoughts towards them. You know what I'm saying? So, the fact truth is this. God knows the reason why he asked you to pray for your enemy. It's a judgment that you are giving them. You are pouring the more you pray for them, the more you are pouring a heart of what? Judgment. A heart of what? Judgment on them. You know what I'm saying? It's just a judgment that you are giving them. You know what I'm saying? So that is just the far truth. So remain blessed. May God bless you. And if you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe and turn off the bell. Remain blessed.